Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Okay, 1 week to go na lang. Magbubukas na ang caregiver program ng Canada. But, again, only for applicants who are already inside Canada. Okay, ang tatanggapin lang po ay yung mga may work permit dito, mga out of status na nasa loob na ng Canada. Okay, that is a week away na lang. Nako po, mag-ready na kayo, no? But for this episode, I'm gonna be talking about a requirement for those who are thinking of applying for the caregiver program from outside Canada. Okay, halimbawa, yung mga nandyan po sa Pilipinas. Ang sabi po ng Canada, no, a date, or they will announce a date kung kailan po sila tatanggap ng mga applications from outside Canada. Wala pang clue, no? Basta at a later time, mangyayari po yan. Pero bakit ko ito pag-uusapan this early? I think this is a very big deal. This new requirement may affect your decision kung itutuloy niyo pa po o hindi ang pag-apply bilang caregiver from outside Canada. Hindi pa po yata ito nangyayari before, ano? So sabihin ko na nga kung ano, nakita niyo naman dyan sa title. Meron na pong required proof of funds for applicants, okay, sa caregiver program na nasa labas po ng Canada. Again, don't be confused. Hindi po ito requirement para doon sa mga mag-a-apply sa March 31st. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. Kung saan po nakasaad ito. Mismo from canada.ca na website. Yan. Proof of funds. Ayan. Immigrate through the home care worker immigration pilots. May proof of funds. Again, uulit-ulitin ko ito. Required for those applying under the applicants not working in Canada stream. Okay? Closed pa po nga ito, tulad na banggit ko kanina. And will open at a later date. Pero kung seryoso nga kasi kayo, no, na kinukonsideran nyo mag-apply from outside Canada, I think you have to prepare for this requirement. Again, wala ito dati. I was doing little research. Ang sinasabi lang po dati, you should be able to sustain yourself and kailangan ma-ensure na hindi ka po magre-rely on any kind of social service in Canada. Sa mga previous caregiver programs, walang binabanggit na kahit anong amount noon, ano, na kailangan mong dalhin dito kung ikaw ay magiging isang caregiver. Pero dito, meron. Okay? Sabi dito, to apply for this stream, yan na, outside Canada, you'll need to prove that you have enough money to support yourself and your family after you get to Canada. Okay. How much money do you need? Ito ang big deal dito, no? Maliban sa number 1, malaki hindi maliit na bagay, hindi maliit na halaga yung nire-require nilang amounts. Yung pong required na amount rather depends on your family size, whether or not isasama niyo po sila agad papunta dito sa Canada. Okay? Ito yan, no? So, ito na. How much money do you need? Una, to calculate the size of your family. Sama mo daw yourself, yung spouse mo, dependent children, and your spouse or common law partner's dependent children. Baka may ganon. And, ito, you must include your spouse or common law partner and all dependent children even if Canadian citizens sila or permanent residents, and even if they are not coming to you, to Canada with you. Yun pala. Diba? Kaya again, halimbawa, ikaw po ay applicant, mauuna ka dito, pero may asawa ka at isang anak. Ang computation mo dapat sa proof of funds, 3 kayo. Okay, kahit hindi mo sila kasama dito sa Canada. Mabigat, ano? Ito pa, babasahin natin in a while kung magkano yung equivalent niyan. Minimum amount pa lang po ang ating pag-uusapan later, and it may even get bigger later on. Okay, sabi dito, this amount may change when the applicant's not working in a Canada stream opens. Again, wala pa tayong clue kung kailan po yan bubuksan, pero sabi dito, ito yung minimum amount. Okay? Ito na. Mabigat-bigat ang kailangang pondo. Kung isa ka lang po, talagang solo ka sa buhay, single, 14,690 Canadian dollars. Magkano yan? in Philippine peso. Sige, according to prevailing rates, ay, USD itong nakita ko. Sige, ginugoogle ko lang po ngayon, ha. Oh my gosh, 584,000 plus agad. Kung mag-isa ka lang po. Mahigit kalahating milyong piso. Ang bigat. Kung dalawa po kayo, eto, 18,000, o mag-asawa kayo, 18,288. Tingnan natin. Magkano yan? 18,000. Ano yun? 288? 727,000 plus. Kung may isa kayong anak, nakasulat dito, 22,483. 483, talagang compute ko ngayon. 893,000 pesos. Grabe. Nako, I can't help but wonder kung anong mangyayari dito. Definitely, it will limit the number of applicants. Diba? So, ayun, depende sa laki po ng inyong pamilya. If more than 7 people, o dagdagan na lang daw ng 3,958 itong amount na 38,000 plus. Grabe, hindi po biro ito, no? Yung mga nag-iisip, yung nasa isip ng mag-apply from outside Canada, anong palagay nyo dito sa requirement na to? Does this change your mind? O, diba? Ngayon, alam ko, some might say, sige, madali naman maghanap ng show money. Nako guys, I will read to you this next part which will warn you about that. Okay, hindi po kasimpleng merong posibleng magpautang sa inyo, lagay nyo sa bangko ninyo, okay na. I think Canada, it looks like, based dito sa nakasulat dito, magiging stricto sila sa pag-check kung talagang pera nyo po yan. Okay? Ito na. What we accept as proof. Okay? Your funds must be available to you, okay, when you apply and when we issue your permanent resident visa, kung ma-approve po ang inyong application. So, kailangan anytime pwede nyong makuha yung pera na yan. Cash is best, syempre, di ba? Okay, you must prove to Canada that you can legally access the money when you arrive. For example, hindi po pwede yung equity ng inyong mga bahay as proof of settlement funds. And ito ang pinakamahalaga, you can't borrow this money from another person. Now, paano nila patutunayan kung inutang mo yung pera na yan, yung cash, mali mo, pinautang ka ng cash na malaki, nilagay mo sa bangko mo? Later on, babalikan ko na lang po kuya because I really don't know how it works. But I'm sure there will be a mechanism to determine that. Sige, maghintay po kayo pag meron na po akong nakausap siguro na IRCC or na RCIC rather, kung paano nila verify yung ganyang bagay. But if you know it, okay, please feel free to comment down there and share to us paano ba na-check ng IRCC yan. Okay, so ayun bawal ang equity sa inyong bahay. You cannot borrow this money from another person. I can only guess, siguro titignan nila sa banking history mo kung gaano katagal na nasa bangko mo yung pera na yan. Okay? Second, isa pang point dito, you must be able to use this money to pay for your family's cost of living. Again, even if they are not coming with you. Okay? Grabe, ang bigat nito, no? Pero, ayun, pwede mo naman po gamitin yung money ninyong mag-asawa kung meron po kayong joint account. Okay? Pwede po yung proof of funds. If your spouse is coming with you. Okay? If your spouse is coming with you, you can count money you have together in a joint account. You may also be able to count money. Pwede mo. I-count yung money na nasa ilalim ng pangalan ng iyong asawa, pero kailangan mo din patunayan na meron ka ding access doon sa pera na yan. Okay, paano mo patutunayan? Ito po yung proof. Bank account statements and documents that guarantee payment of a set amount of money payable to you. Pwedeng, bank draft, cheque na nakapangalan sa iyo, etc. Money order. Okay? Ito pa, for proof, you must get official letters from any banks or financial institutions kung nasaan po ang inyong bank account. At detalyado yung hinihingi nila dito, no? So it would be good if you let your bank know kung ano ang kailangan isaad sa official letters na ito. Okay? Una sa lahat, nakaprint sa financial institutions letterhead. Siyempre, para naman mukhang legit. Okay, Diyos ko, huwag kayo kumuha sa recto, ha? Okay? Oh, ayan. The bank institution's contact information, your name, pati ang outstanding debt ninyo kung meron doon sa financial institution. Such as credit card debt and other loans. Diba? Matindi ito. Okay, tapos, and I'm sure they will also factor that in, ano? Marami ka pondo, pero ang dami mo rin palang utang, ano? I'm guessing those things will be factored in. Approve po ang inyong application. And of course, other pertinent details referring to your accounts. Okay, account number, kailan binuksan ang account na yan. Kasi nga, alam nyo, I think this is one way to prevent yung mga show money. Bubukas ka ng account, dun mo palang lalagyan ng pera. Siyempre, I think it will already raise doubts. Diba? So, yan. Current account balances and average balance over the past 6 months. O yun, yung sinasabi ko kanina. No? Titignan siguro nila, kailan ka pa ba may ganyang kalaking pera? Siyempre, kung bagong lagay lang yung pera, siguro may pinagkuhaan ka lang ng pera para dito sa application mo. Diba? So this is a significant requirement, no? To be eligible to apply for the caregiver program in Canada if you are applying from outside Canada. I'm really curious about what you think about this. How do you think will this affect the number of applicants? Kayo ba, again, ano, nagbabago na ba isip nyo? Do you think this is a wise decision? Diba? Tama bang bigyan ng required proof of funds ang mga caregivers? Let's also remember, this is a PR on arrival program, itong ino-offer po ng Canada. So, ayun, yun lang naman, ano. Let me know your thoughts down there. Makatarungan ba itong pag-require ng proof of funds sa mga caregivers? Yeah, let me know what you think. I look forward to reading your comments down there. I will end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!